Hi Coquettes. Okay, I'm back off holiday. So today we're going to be making Asian cups. That's what we're going to be making. Okay, so what you're going to need for these is little gem lettuces, 500 grams of 5% pork mince. I've done 11 chestnut mushrooms chopped up, some vermicelli noodles, so they're really fine noodles, rice noodles, zest and juice of a lemon, 1 knob of ginger, fresh ginger chopped up, 3 cloves of garlic chopped up, 15 grams of coriander, and 3 spring onions chopped up. I don't know why I'm having problems with spring onions today, but spring onions are my problem. Okay, and we've got 100 grams of chopped nuts there. Obviously, if you're allergic to chopped nuts, please don't put the chopped nuts in. If you're gluten free, I'm not sure about the rice noodles, so just make sure on that one as well. Okay, so you need some 5 spice, soya sauce. I've done a light soya sauce, hoisin sauce. I'm going to put a bit of oyster sauce in mine because I like that. We're going to have some Japanese rice vinegar, and I'm going to use this Trivia as my sugar. It's healthier for you, but you don't need too much, so literally you need like a little bit, otherwise your whole thing's going to taste of like, not sweetener, but it's kind of like a refined sugar. I'm allowed this on my diet thing that I'm on, and it's quite good actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put our little gem lettuces and our mince in for the moment into here. If I can get it in the fridge, because at the moment we have sangria in the fridge. Right, okay, so I'm going to take some of our vermicelli noodles, and I'm going to use 2 blocks for that. So I'm going to put them in there just for a little while. They just need to dissolve a little bit, so they're on a high heat. Put them on. Okay, so we're just going to let them boil for a little bit, and then we're going to bring over all our frying bits. So we've got our ginger, these, garlic, bring over the lemon zest because we can use that as well. Going to bring the mushrooms over. Okay, and we're going to fry them off. And obviously I've got my olive oil as well, rapeseed oil, but whatever you want to use you can use. So let's start popping this on, and to add in first I'm going to add in our ginger, our spring onions and our lemon zest. Just put that in a second. I'm going to try and fry this all off before I start putting in the meat, because we want a little bit more time. Oh my god, I'll tell you what, flies today have been driving me crazy. They've just been everywhere. Okay, so we'll get that done. And our noodles I'm just going to check on, because they don't take very long, these noodles. So I think they're literally done now. So take them off, and we're going to drain them, and we're going to set them aside for later, because you want them to dry a little bit while we're doing all of this. So let me take it off and just drain it. So I'm just going to put them there for the moment. Put them over there. They can cool down a little bit while we're doing all this. Okay, if you feel like it's getting a little bit too hot in the pan, bring it down, and you can always add your liquid in as well. So add a little bit of the lemon juice in. It just takes, it still fries it, but it just takes that little bit off the edge of it. Start putting in our mushrooms. The rule of thumb is the things that take the longest, put in first. The things that take the shortest putting last. So I'm going to put my garlic in just a second because I don't want it overdoing. And then I'm going to get our rice wine vinegar as well. I'm going to open. It does make these really hard to open. Okay, so we're going to need a teaspoon of this one. Teaspoon to 2 teaspoons, depending what you want really. I like 2. I like to give mine a flavour on everything, so normally try it, see what you want to do with it first. I'm going to take a bit here. Let's give it a try. That's nice. Okay, because remember you're putting a lot of salty things in as well, with the hoisin and everything else, so you do want that little bit of sourness, just so that you're blending it in between the two as well. With all Asian cooking, you have the sweet, the sour and the salty. That's their main basis for stuff like that, so stick to that and you're generally alright. Tasting is the key as well. The more you taste it, the more you'll know what your food needs. Like especially in Asian, because obviously I said about the sweet, the sour, the salty. You can taste what it needs. So if it needs more of sugar, you can add the sugar. Okay, so I'm just going to stop a second and just get things sorted. 1 second. Okay, so I've just taken off the heat just for a second because I want to start putting everything in. So I'm going to put in our pork. Now what I would say is if you like a little bit of spice, then add a chilli to it. You're more than welcome to. I mean, like I said, recipes are there for tweaking. So there's obviously things in recipes that I don't eat, but there's other things that people would eat. So unfortunately I happen to be allergic to chilli, so it's a bit rubbish really, isn't it? So well, it just seems main chilies anyway. Right, let's pop that in. So you want to break it up a little bit so that once you start cooking it, it starts folding into each other. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Okay, now I'm going to wash my hands because obviously raw meat, always make sure you wash your hands. Nobody likes to have salmonella or anything like that, do they? So, okay, so while I'm here, I'm going to put in my sugar as well. So, like I said, this needs a really, really tiny bit of sugar. You can always add it if you want to at the end. But I'm going to say half a teaspoon. I don't think you really need any more than that. Maybe just a tiny bit more. But that's about it. This is so good, this stuff, for doing it. So, I'm going to put in our spice, our 5 spice. So, you want 2 tablespoons. Because this is going to give your meat all the flavour as well. So give that a good mix. There we go. Oh. Even on a wok you can lose a little bit. Okay, I must say this is looking very nice. Okay, so we're going to put in our coriander as well. And that will have good flavour in it. Give it another mix. It's all going to mix in together in a minute anyway, but I just wanted to start really getting some of it mixed in. Because once this starts doing, we're kind of ready to go. So we need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Best way to remember this recipe is 2 by 2. So 1 and a half I'm going to do with the oyster sauce because you don't need too much of the oyster sauce. It's quite salty as it is. Okay, so pop that there. Give another mix. so it gets everything in. I like to give everything a little bit of a stir before I start putting everything else in. Okay, so put 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce in. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there. Try and get as much as you can out of the sauces. Okay, so I'm going to fry this off. Once it's done, I'm going to come back and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. Alright, see you in a bit, my coquettes. Bye for now. Okay, so it is frying off. I just remembered really quickly we want to put some of our noodles in. So, you want to cut them up. So, they're just little bits of noodles. A bit as well. So we're going across really between Chinese and Vietnamese and Thai. Between all three really we're going today. So be a bit ruthless with it, don't worry too much. Okay, so put a little bit more in. Okay, so now I'm showing you what I'm doing. I can pause again. Alright, see you in a bit, my coquettes. Bye! Okay, my coquettes, so this is all done now. As you can see, all the mince is nicely combined in as well. I've added a little bit more of 5 spice into mine. I think it needed it. Like I said, you don't really need any salt or pepper. You've got so much flavour in these cups. I don't think you really need to be doing it. So I've laid out our lettuce cups. And I'm just literally going to get a little bit of mix and place it in each one. I can see Gary almost hungry with delight to try and eat one of these. Okay. And put that in. Then obviously you just make quite a few. You can have these as a starter, you can have them as a main, canapé, whatever you fancy. So I'm going to get my nuts. Now these are unsalted nuts. I'm just literally going to sprinkle them over the top. You probably don't need 100 grams, but I will say a little bit more just so that you've got them. Okay, and there you go, my coquettes. There are your lovely Asian cups. Now, thank you very much for watching my coquettes. We really do appreciate it. And we like all the shares. And please show what you're actually doing if you are doing any of the recipes. Really would love to see it. Well, thank you very much and see you next time, my coquettes. Bye for now.